Go.
I want to. I want to. I want to. I want to. Guess who's back? It's the one and only Return of the Mac. Once and foremost, it is Zero. He is back. That is who I be. And welcome to the Nightmare Verse, the Halloween episode. This is episode 41 of the podcast. How y'all doing? If you don't know, this is What Kind of Black Nerdcast is this, just for all the newcomers. Appreciate you coming. We have a beautiful cast. We're all Halloweened out. If you're looking on YouTube, we really appreciate it. On the ones and twos, we got the one and only, the beat master, JayTezla. What's going on, Jay?
What's going on, everybody?
And then when we swing over to the ladies, we got Cheech and Chong over here.
True story. True story.
So let's start off with
Cheech,
the first lady of the podcast, Black Girl Marvel, Miss Panda.
What up, everybody? Thanks for joining us. Our Halloween special. Yes, I'm a panda.
And then our newest newcomer, who fairly sober or ever sober, the one and only, is she Black or Asian? Let's see. What's going on?
Oh my God.
This is gonna be a
And that's the clip for the episode. That's the preview clip. That's it right there.
I'm gonna figure out how to get that.
Oh no, that's it. I think we should take a vote on that one.
The way this is rolling, it may not be it. And then once, but never last, the one and only my Boxy to Kareem, the one and only Lil Sweets.
Bang,
What's going on? You don't know who Cousin Boxy is. If you watch what's his name? I said Kareem. Dwayne Wayne's.
You were going so close.
Yeah, I know. If you watch his unboxings for figurines and shit, his cousin Boxy does all the boxes. I know what I'm talking about. And his cousin Boxy comes out and he brings the boxes out and it's hilarious. I'll send you a link for it. But yeah, you're Boxy today. Since you want to call me Garth, I figured that out. It took me a while, but I figured it out.
I was gonna wear my Wayne Campbell shirt, but you weren't here.
So,
quick question. Kayos.
42.
You might not ask me a question. What happened to Michigan State yesterday?
What they deserved happened to them.
Oh, they lost, right? After all that shit talking?
That's what losers do.
Because
there's a team in Ann Arbor that happened to win, and that's what.
And they have to play them next week. So, I mean, the only thing I can think of to say to that is
hail to the victors.
Oh, this is gonna be a good podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, and we'll just throw it out there now. You willing to put any wagers up on there, Zero?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
You got faith in your boys, your Sparties?
And you're losing to Rutgers team?
I don't fuck with the Spartans. When have I ever cheered for the Spartans? I give each team shit responsibly.
Okay.
My best friend, he's a Spartan fan. I give him shit. I got people who is U of M fans. I give them shit. Like I have no problem. Either opportunities with my shit given.
Yeah, I got a lot of Spartan fans. I got a lot of smart people who are Wolverine fans. I take my L's because they'll forever say trouble will snap to me, and I'll have to eat that L. I took my battery out of my phone when that happened because
Lord
it was calls.
Oh no, you all don't have it worse than me. My entire family, my mom's side, live in East Lansing and all went to Michigan State. I have to hear it every damn day. Like,
luckily, 9 members of my family have gone to Michigan. Only one has gone to state, but I'm still proud of her. She became a Rhodes Scholar.
Yeah, you gotta be.
I'm still proud of her.
Her dad was looking like, I went to U of M. You should have went to U of M. But
I'm so dead.
but we're talking about scary stuff, not about football that Spartans gonna win.
Well, Spartans is the scary stuff, but
Okay, so since we're talking about scary stuff, today's topic, for a good portion of this, maybe it's gonna be the top favorite horror movies.
Top 5.
And it doesn't matter what generation or era it came from, but it's the top 5.
Okay.
And before the podcast, we decided to flip a coin and see who was the highest, and it looks like Lewis. So we're gonna go with her first.
That's a pretty easy coin.
Right, no one's gonna beat that shit.
Sorry, La, you got beat.
What is your
Only thing higher than
movie?
that is death.
That's supposed to hurt. I don't.
I was gonna say there's no.
That was a shot at her for no reason.
your
We are
eyes
both
even
winners.
open?
Yeah, my eyes are open. Leave me alone.
She do look like a panda now.
Oh,
Now I get it. See, that's what was missing when you first came on.
Where's her bamboo?
Smoking it.
yeah, I already smoked that. Don't worry about that.
She's all right, Lou. What you got?
Okay, so my first movie
Hopefully
is my favorite horror movie ever. Is The Shining.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that wasn't on my list. Good.
That's a
I
classic.
didn't care whose list it was on. It was gonna be on mine.
Oh,
So that's mine.
Here's
I love that movie.
Johnny.
I love that movie. That movie's always creeped me out. It still creeps me out. I watch it all the time. I've already watched it this year 3 or 4 times. So I
Did
love
you
it.
ever watch-
Anytime I see it, it's on.
Now the movie took a lot of liberties with the book. They actually did a true to book adaptation. It was like a 2-part miniseries. So on like ABC. Did you ever watch that one?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that one. It's a whole different vibe because it really is exactly an adaptation of the book. Like Stephen King actually was involved in that one. So watching both of them, you kind of appreciate the Stanley Kubrick one for taking stuff differently. I did.
Yeah, that's like I've actually I've watched many a list on that movie. That is an amazing movie, just behind the scenes, all that stuff. Everything about that movie is great. So that had to be on my list. So yes, that one. It's my first one.
Okay.
All right. Next we're gonna go. Well, I see it. Okay, we'll go Chaos,
We
and then
can't
we'll
see
go.
your screen.
We'll go La, and then we'll go Tez, and then we'll go me. All right. So there
So
we
I'm
go.
next.
Yep.
Okay, so I doubt anybody's gonna have any of the ones on my list. So my first one is a film that I heard about before I ever saw it. I saw it
As one does.
and just off of word of mouth, I saw it just off the premise. So it's a movie and it's called Frozen. Not that one. From,
I would have loved had you found a way to twist that into a horror movie. That would have been the greatest meal ever.
I almost did that with a movie.
I was going to do that with a Medea movie. I was going to do that.
It came out, I think, 2 years before that Frozen. So if you go look up Frozen film, you have to really be specific now to look for it. But it actually stars Sean Astin from X-Men. Basically, the premise is 3 friends go on a winter trip. They go skiing. They go to a resort. They want to get some extra runs in on the mountains, and they get stuck on a ski lift. And they're stuck on a ski lift about 70, 80 feet up in the air, and everybody from the mountain leaves, so they're stuck up there. I will not tell you anything else that happens because it gets crazy. I've actually read into this film, and at the test screen, somebody actually vomited in the theater from some of the stuff that happened in the film. It's wild. I'm like I said, horror is not usually my bag, but this one just it freaks me the hell out whenever I watch it. So mine is Frozen, the horror film from 2014.
So Iceman went up into a mountain and got frozen.
That's the irony of it.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, so who's up next? La?
Yep, last next.
My first one would be because it's like my favorite film series of like of all time of like horror because it's very nostalgic for me. Is A Nightmare Before Elm Street. Yes.
Okay. A Nightmare Before Elm Street?
Wait,
Elm
what is it?
Street?
I mean, on
Is that
Elm Street.
80s
I'm
knockoff?
bad.
I was
It is
like,
knockoff.
is that
Sorry,
animated?
A Nightmare on Elm Street. Sorry, but yeah, I do like
Okay.
that one too though. Sorry.
I
Which
knew something
one?
about that.
Which one, La?
She said the first one.
I said all of them, but the original one will always be like, so the first one, the 1984 one will always be like the best one.
I had such a huge crush on Heather Langenkamp back in the day because of that movie. Nancy
That was on my list too.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah.
But mine is actually just the first and the second.
Oh, so you can still use it. You can still use that one.
Now, see, a lot of people don't like the
I'll come
second, and I like the second for what those people don't like about the second.
What happened in the second
The
one?
homosexual undertone?
The there's like some homosexual undertones and some like kind of weird shit happening. But
Jesse was
I
the
feel
first
like
male
that's more
screen
that's more theater, that's more art.
Is that the one with the shower scene?
That's
Yeah.
the one with Jesse.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the one.
Yeah.
I like that one. I liked it more so because like the ending is when he comes like you thought he died, like you thought he like burnt up and died, and he just breaks through his own ruins or something like that. I just like the effect of it. I've always liked it.
Yeah, that one's I had forgotten about that one for years. Like, because that's one like they never showed that one on TV. Nobody really talked about when they go like first one, of course. Then they go into like the Dream series of Dream Warriors, Dream Master, Dream Children. Then they go to shit, Freddy's Dead. Like they never really talk about. It's like the Tokyo Drift of the Nightmare on Elm Street.
That is the perfect way of talking.
That's crazy.
It
Like
is.
I really didn't watch scary movies growing up. I was
Pussy.
I was a bitch. No lie. I was a bitch as a kid. So
I didn't either. Either. These are all recent watches.
So when I didn't start watching, I started watching scary movies like maybe like around 10 or 11, and it was like during the daytime. So that was like kind of killed the scary out of it. So I figured out like, okay, these ain't scary, it's just the regular movies. But I wound up watching that complete series when I was out of town one weekend because my dad was a coach and he had like a clinic out of town or some shit. So we stayed in a hotel. And I was like on the phone with my girlfriend and shit. And I'm watching these like back to back, every one of these fucking movies. Cause you had like the collection. And I was watching these bitches back to back. I had to be like maybe, I want to say 9th or 10th grade or something shit like that. I was scared the whole fucking weekend.
Like Freddy progressively got worse though. Like
Yo,
first
that
one he
shit
was
was
scary as shit.
trippy, yeah.
Second one he was scary, and the third like, okay, now you cracking like sitcom ass jokes and shit.
But that was enough.
Or did he get better? That's all I'm saying. I enjoyed
Like
it.
he was
I
having
thought
bad jokes, man.
I thought it's funny because they did the Freddy versus Jason like crossover, and like all the racist jokes in that was cracking me up. They still made me laugh. Cause like when he killed Kelly Rowland, he was like, duck meat. I was
I love the way he cuts his own, got your nose. I'm like, dog, like come on.
I love it.
Come on.
I love it so much.
I was rooting for Freddy in this shit too. I hate Jason. Okay. So when I was a kid, my cousin would fuck with me about Friday the 13th because my name's Kyle. And so anytime a Friday the 13th movie would be on, he'd be kill. And since then, I don't fuck with Friday the 13th at all. I can't watch them shits because it just sends me back to a really weird place. So I fucking hate Jason.
All right, Tez, your number one? Your first one?
My first one is because I don't fuck with horror movies at all. I will openly admit I am a complete bitch when it comes to horror movies. I do not like quiet. Like quiet in horror movies always gives me anxiety and I stress the fuck out. So my first horror movie is a subgenre of horror, and my first horror movie is Legion.
Oh, that was on my list as a possibility. So that's a good one.
I'm at them.
The grandma. The grandma made me never trust elderly people ever again.
Don't fuck
Never
with them
again.
Don't fuck with them old bitches.
That
Crawled
movie,
up that goddamn wall.
that movie and Captain Marvel made me not trust old people ever again. Like every time I'm near an old person, I'm like, I should probably beat the shit out of you. But you know what? Nah, not today.
Mm-hmm.
But you always gotta keep an eye on it, man, because when she started crawling up the wall, she fucking Spider-Man and shit. Like, nope.
Her body started getting longer and shit. Yeah.
And then the ice cream man, I'm like, okay, this can't be that bad. And then that nigga just grew and started running on all fours. Like, nope, fuck that.
Yeah, it was a wild movie.
But it had a good cast. The black person survived,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
it's always a good day when we live through a scary movie.
Thanks.
So going through this, and I'm gonna do my first one in a minute. Going through this, I didn't realize. I just thought like horror was like the slashers and stuff like that, and then I didn't realize it was like so many subgenres. And I'm like, I fuck with that one. I was like, I like a lot more horror than I thought I did. So
because it's like you don't, when it's masked with something else, you don't really see how like the horror of it. Like you wouldn't think. I honestly wouldn't even look at Nightmare on Elm Street as a horror. Like it was, to me, it was like a comedy. And maybe that's why I'm nuts, but
especially
that's
the
one
second
of the
one.
reasons.
Especially the second one.
And if you keep going down a lot of them, they all do get like a little wacky. So I just saw the funny in it. So, but yeah, I went down a rabbit hole like just these last 15, 20 minutes. I've been looking for something. I was like, oh, that too, that. I was all excited. So.
Like right, Coraline is a horror, like an animated horror. Like, because that's some scary shit.
Like CGI horror. I think Frankenweenie is considered a horror. Like,
yep.
So,
love that movie.
Who had that on their list?
Me, I did.
My first movie is The Cell.
Ooh,
good shit.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. I'm too scared.
I remember watching this as a kid with my grandmother.
As a kid,
yeah, my grandmother. She was like a movie fanatic. She watched all.
Grandma let you do it. What?
I was sitting there watching it with her. She used to watch a lot of scary shit. Like literally, like most of the time. I told her I was a bitch. So like most of the time, most of the time they used to be like, "Go ahead and get out the room," because we still watching this shit. So a lot of times I used to have to leave the room. But I remember watching The Cell. It came out in 2000. It stars Jennifer Lopez, Vince Vaughn, and Vincent D'Onofrio, just to name a few. It's a psychological horror movie, and this movie is fucking trippy from beginning to end. Pretty much from what I remember, Jennifer Lopez, who's the main character, she is duped into using this experimental technology to figure out where a killer left a body, or was a body that he had not killed yet. So she goes into his mindscape, and his mind is fucking crazy, and it does all type of shit. And so it's like different. There's different areas, there's different places. Like the scenery changes and all different type of stuff. It's a wild ass movie.
Who's in this?
Jennifer Lopez, Vincent Vaughn.
I have seen this. I was gonna say that sounds familiar, but I couldn't picture who it was. Okay, yep, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's a wild ass movie.
That is a crazy movie.
All right, it's back on you, Lou.
Oh, really? Dang, that was quick. Okay, cool. Where's it at? Cool.
She said, "We flying by."
Hey, we efficient today and shit. Cool. Okay. So my second movie, since Lod took a Nightmare on Elm Street for me, I am going to put. Now I'm being artistic and shit right now, right? So.
Got her artsy.
I love a really good John Carpenter movie, and The Thing is my second.
Okay, because I was about to say, what was you going to say?
I knew somebody was going to
Wait, hold on. Which The Thing? Because there was two of them.
The original.
Okay.
Yeah, not that bullshit from 2012.
There's three of them. I actually, we own all three. I've watched all three. I love all three, really. Like, they were all really good, but I just love John Carpenter's and everything about it being original and everything.
John Carpenter is the man.
Amazing.
That
So,
beard Kurt Russell had in there is one of the greatest beards I've ever seen.
yes. And like the ending is perfect. With it like makes it more scary. You know what I mean? Because it's like we don't know what happened.
I think Giles is the thing because he's got the different coat on. You don't see his breath, and you know that's a Molotov cocktail that McCready gave him. Like, I've always been like, McCready, the reason he laughs is because he knows he's like, at least nobody else gets out of here.
I actually watched something on that, and they said that you actually can see his breath. And
Really? Okay.
yeah, it was something with the director. They did some lightning on it or something. I don't know. I forgot what I was watching, but it was something really good.
They are planning to do a remake.
It was good. That's a good movie.
2 high thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right.
Very high.
Cass. Chaos.
Matty P.
All right.
Oh, damn. Wait. I forgot. Never mind. I'm high. Go ahead.
My next one is a film that honestly creeps the shit out of me because I'm weird enough to imagine myself getting put in the situation, even though it's an outlandishly crazy situation I will never be put in. This film made me think that it could happen. It's from 2010. It's with Ryan Reynolds, and it's called Buried. And
what?
Buried.
No, I could definitely see it. I
remember that film. I never seen it, but I remember it. Yeah.
I could definitely see Yvette Nicole Brown burying your ass.
That's
Like I
You
could
said,
see her.
always want to find out what someone thought about my voice.
Like I can see the end of the world coming, and like you go out your door, and she's just there, like, surprise, nigga.
She's my arch rival.
You thought I forgot, motherfucker.
He is the Luther to my Clark Kent. No, it's a great film. Ryan Reynolds the whole movie takes place in one location. Ryan Reynolds wakes up and finds himself buried alive inside a coffin. He's a contractor out in Iraq, which is something that really does happen. These companies put insurance policies on their employees in case this happens. They kidnap him, bury him alive, and throughout the runtime, it's only about like under 90 minutes. He's trying to get the captor's money. He's trying to contact his wife and let her know what's going on. And he's contacted the CIA and let them know what's happening. And he's waiting for them to come rescue him. It is the most claustrophobic movie that you could ever watch because the entire film is just Ryan Reynolds in a coffin. It doesn't have any super wide shots. It is immensely scary if you're claustrophobic and don't like being in confined spaces or just don't like seeing people in them. This movie will creep you the fuck out. It was really the first time I saw Ryan Reynolds as a real actor because he does the best acting he did in his career up to that point, in my opinion. Before he was just rom-com, quirky, snarky guy. This one, when I saw him, like, okay, this dude, he can act.
Campia preaches by that movie. For Ryan Reynolds, Campia preaches by that movie for that movie.
Yeah, it's great. My coworker at the time had seen it, and he said the same thing. He was not a big movie guy like me, but he's like, Ryan Reynolds. He like, I never knew he could do this. So I watched it, and it's a great movie. It's powerful at the end. So if you want to watch something that'll creep you out, watch Buried.
Lie. What you got for us?
My next one is I'm gonna go a little artistic because Lou went artistic. This was a very interesting film. I think it's one of those films that you had to watch it like maybe a couple times to kind of like get all the layers that it has. But it's it stars Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis, and it's Black Swan.
Mila Kunis.
Good pick. Good pick.
I think they would call that like I was looking it up because I was like, when we talked about horror, I was like, "What's this movie?" Because I wasn't sure what genre that movie was underneath, and it's like a psychological horror, which I think was pretty dope. Those are pretty much fun, but I like this film because like it shows just like it's very simple but then very complex in the same way. Like it just shows like one how suggestive like the brain is and how powerful it is, and it just shows like how everything in our environment has some type of effect on us whether we realize it or not. Like that's one of my favorite films. Plus it's ballerinas, and I used to do ballet back in the day when I was a child, like out of the womb.
Me too.
And it stars with shut up, Chaos. I can't hear you, but I know you said something. But anyway, it stars one of my favorite actresses, Natalie Portman, and I dig Mila Kunis too. So
Mila Kunis.
All right, Tez, what you got?
So my movie is a 2013 movie. It is this actor's first movie outside of the major series he was in. It also is the work of the son of the King of Horror, and that is Horn, starring Daniel Radcliffe.
I haven't seen that yet.
You said The Matrix.
It's on my list.
You said the Matrix series. Did
No,
anybody else see that?
No, that's not what I said.
Didn't he say the Matrix series?
No, I said the son of the King of Horror.
No, you said it was his first movie after being in the Matrix series.
After being in a big series.
Oh, I thought you said the Matrix. I was about to say this nigga went in Matrix. Like, who was he?
But no, Horn is it's a comedy horror. I don't want to get a whole plot away because people haven't seen it, but essentially, Dan Radcliffe's character of Ignatius, aka Ig, gets blamed for the rape and murder of his girlfriend. He has a drunken stupor. Everyone in the town hates him. Gets a drunken stupor, literally pees on his girlfriend's memorial and wakes up with a pair of horns and begins to get the powers of the devil in a way. He's using these powers to try to find out who killed his girlfriend. And it's a really, really good movie, but it's also super dark. I think one of Dan Radcliffe's best movies, period. And it shows that he can still do the horror. While he can do horror, he can still do comedy extremely well.
Better than Akimbo?
I haven't seen Akimbo yet, so I can't equate the two.
That's Akimbo. I think both of those movies are on Amazon Prime Video.
Okay, but I love Horns. Horns, I watched it maybe, what was that, 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And it's a really good movie.
Isn't he in a Lady in the Black Dress?
He is. I did not like that movie that much. Because it felt that movie.
JayTezla got his movies off. He got 2 and no one stole them from him yet.
She did it.
I think we found the trailer.
I think we found it too.
Yeah, she did it.
Oh man, she's giving us Prince vibes.
Spear fingers.
This is now 2 weeks in a row you've not fucked with me.
I don't know what you mean. I'm celebrating for you.
All right, so my next one is 2021. No, excuse me, 2001 movie. Excuse me, I don't know why I keep saying 20. I'm trying to get out of this year, obviously. But
we all are.
Movie, and it is 13's Ghost. And this looks like, I believe, to be the remake, because when I was looking it up, there was a one before, and it came out in like the 80s or something like that.
The one with Tony Shalhoub is the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that is the 2001.
Monk.
That's on my list too.
All right, so yeah, this pretty much this weird ass guy has a nephew who gets all this shit after he dies, and the dickhead collects ghosts, and the house is full of ghosts, and they got to figure their way the fuck out of it. Rod Digger is the is the nanny, and she's wonderful. So that's all I'm gonna say. But this movie is scary. I see
what she's on flip mode for so long.
Yeah, this movie is super scary as shit. With all these different. If you've seen Lovecraft, the episode 3, when they had all the ghosts in the house. That is kind of similar idea of 13 Ghosts. So you'll definitely enjoy the movie. They got Shaggy in it as well. Not a black Shaggy, but white Shaggy. And most of you guys probably know what I'm talking about. So
I was about to say Mr. Bombastic.
Matthew Lillard.
Yep.
Shaggy.
Is it? Is
Yeah.
that
He played
Yeah,
Shaggy.
Matthew Lillard. That's
Yep.
Shaggy. Yeah.
The Scream
okay.
movie. What movie?
It's on Boogeyman. Show.
Okay. All right. Back to you, Lou.
Well, since you took that one from me, I am going to put let's pick wisely. Okay, so I like this movie purely for artistic reasons.
I feel like she doesn't like this movie at all. She just doing it to try to steal it from one of us.
No, not at all. I like this movie a lot. This is actually, we went and looked back. This is the first movie
I like it a lot.
we started getting, like we started buying. It's Cabin in the Woods.
That wasn't on my list. Thank God.
Yeah, it wasn't on my list.
I really like that movie.
Man, it's pretty dope.
This is the newest one, not the original. Although the original ish is not as bad. The ending is kind of creepy. I don't want to give it away though, but I feel like the simple thought of trying to get away from everything and then there's somebody watching you is creepy.
What the fuck are you doing?
What's happening? I'm not sure what's happening.
That's the trailer for the episode.
Because it's throwing her off. It's throwing her off. She's just trying to explain it. She's like, what the fuck is he doing?
I would say I'm so confused. I'm already
scary
confused.
shit. Mine's freaking me the fuck out. So now you're freaking me up.
You can't. I know, right? You can't do this to me.
Right.
Lord.
Okay, but yeah, my movie.
I got some killers on here.
Chaos.
Yeah,
No
Please
pun
go.
intended. No pun intended.
I was
But I do
about
got some
to
killers
say, I
on here.
That
got some killers
was
on here.
good. That was good.
So let's see. I want to go for the sentimental pick, or do I want to try to take something off of somebody's list?
Go for
Just
the
put
jugular.
What you want?
Go for the jugular.
All right, so mine is a 2017 film. It is one of the best experiences I've had in a movie theater outside of a Marvel film.
I just
In
want
the
to say go
last
fuck
10
yourself. I
years.
just want to let you know that right now.
I know what movies go.
I wasn't gonna use it, but go fuck yourself.
He's gonna use one of the movies.
He's known me long enough. He knows what I'm about to
I know
say.
exactly what it is.
The directorial debut of one of my favorite creators of content.
You an asshole for that one.
Jordan
You a
Peele
straight asshole. You a
in the
straight
movie Get
asshole.
Out.
I knew he was gonna do that.
You a straight asshole for that one.
Hey, so should I go? Let me go for you.
I mean,
figured
to
someone
be
was
fair,
gonna
we
use
did warn you to the chat, like to shoot your first one out first.
I wasn't gonna use it
I
because I
gave
figured
people
somebody
time. I
was
waited
gonna
until
use
my third to go for that one. I went from
it. I
obscure
literally
shit.
been. This has literally made me go abstract with these lists. Like I'm literally seeing if I can make sure no one has what I want on my list.
That's my goal.
There's one on here. One of my next ones, La might have on her list. But no, Get Out.
I just be writing my favorite stuff. Like,
Oh,
I don't
shut
care
up!
what
No,
y'all
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it from you.
I just roll up and just write whatever I'm thinking.
Every movie that I've ever written, I've seen. So I be writing what I like.
Same with all
Why would
Carbon?
anybody write a movie?
Yes, I've seen Altered Carbon. What are you talking about?
Really, you didn't because you didn't give a good explanation of what the show was about.
I'm just high.
that was
like-
hilarious. That was hilarious.
I'm
listening
terrible
to
at
it.
explaining things. But no, I really liked Altered Carbon.
She went the whole episode explaining good every show to a degree. This one,
You
botched
threw her
the
off.
whole way
It
You
through.
were
was,
so
I'm
upset.
terrible at like series because we don't watch them all together. I don't binge watch things. So like if there's any time in between, I'll be like, oh yeah, that did happen in there. So that's what happened too. that
was me with
happened.
Warrior. That was me with Warrior Nun for the first 3 episodes. Oh, Get Out. I don't know what I can say about this movie that would do it justice, or that would you haven't already heard. It is the true embodiment of social horror, psychological horror, body horror. Jordan Peele knocked it out the park on his first directorial debut. Acting in the movie is amazing. It is one of those films you can watch 5 times in a row and find something different in each viewing. It's got so many layers. I've watched multiple video editorials and essays on it, just poking out stuff that I missed in the 2 times I saw it in the theater. The theater viewing of it, watching people of a certain ethnicity agree with certain stuff and not agree with certain stuff, and their reactions was amazing. So if you haven't seen Get Out, don't look up anything on it so it doesn't get spoiled, but you got to see Get Out. Get Out.
All right. La, what you got?
I have this movie that came out in 2009. It's a remake of a 1972 film that I didn't know was not only written, directed, and edited by Wes Craven, but it was his directorial debut, so I have to watch the original one. But this film is called Last House on the Left.
Okay.
I was thinking about putting that on my
One of my favorites. Not only is Tony Goldwyn in it, and I'm obsessed with him because of Tarzan as a child.
That movie is hard to watch.
That movie is
that's hard to watch.
But it's so good. Like that first watch though was just like, did y'all actually write this? Did y'all like?
I went to see that in the theater. Me and my wife went to see it in the theater. When shit started happening in that movie, especially that one scene, the whole theater got quiet.
I knew of that before, so I chose not to go see the movie because of that.
I love that. I love the movie. It was just, it was finally like, I don't know, not the first time I've seen a movie that like I like that, but it was like the first time I saw a movie where I was like, I will write something like this. I will write something where like, you know, like it gets gory and you show what parents actually act like, because in most movies growing up, parents were either made to be stupid, unaware, or they don't care. Every movie from my childhood got a dumb parent.
The microwave, baby.
That's the best scene. Like, oh my God.
Rig that bitch to do that. Open the microwave.
Man, that's like one of my all-time favorites. And I just recently bought a digital, I think the unrated digital copy.
I think I have the unrated DVD in my house, I believe. Like, it's such a great movie.
I just bought that. It was like on my wish list, and then I got notified that it was on sale. I love it so much.
What's the name of that movie?
Last House on the Left.
Okay.
Love it.
I didn't put that on my list, but that is such a great movie.
Oh, on me. Okay.
Okay.
So I might end up fucking up someone's list. I don't think I will. This is a super obvious movie. This movie is this actor's debut in the genre, to a certain degree. It's the last movie of this genre in the 90s, and it kicked off everything that we love, from what I'm wearing to what I see behind me to everything. And that movie is Blade.
You bitch. I knew it.
That was on my altered. If somebody took one of mine,
You got me. Even though it's not my favorite Blade, it is.
You know what? It's not my favorite, but the first one, that first scene is always that's a classic scene. That
wait.
Are we the bathhouse scene?
Are we talking about Wesley Snipes?
Yes. Not the Sticky Fingers TV show.
Right. Okay. but just on a side note, like Tej, you can finish on a side. Like, what you said the first one isn't your favorite of the Blade. So which one is your favorite?
Number 2, hands down, is the best one.
Okay.
Yeah.
If anyone says 3, I would choke the shit out.
3 has some funny moments. 3 has some funny moments, but it's not the best.
I like the first one.
I think after
the third one
was the third one had good moments, but it was very disjointed. It was like you didn't know what it wanted the star to be.
Let it out.
it looked cheap. It looked like a TV movie. You know what I mean?
What,
Like
the third one?
Yeah,
it didn't look like a real movie.
you know what it felt like? It felt like watching the CW a bit. If that
Yeah,
makes
I'm
any
dead.
sense.
Well,
Well,
of
like,
course,
dead
of
serious.
course. Guess who? Of course, who was one of the main characters in the movie?
Oh my God, that's right.
Seven Heaven, everyone.
Mhm. Back when they were trying to make her a movie star and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't talking about her. I was talking about
She was trying to make
what's
herself.
her name?
She was trying to distance herself from Seven Heaven so hard, man.
I still hate
Yeah,
that.
she
I still
really
had
did
the
with
three
a
head.
bunch of stuff.
Little did she know, she just had to follow a couple people, and then she
But
went
no,
off races.
yeah, the first Blade is a amazing movie. I never thought I would see that character get brought to life, and to know that Blade was the first big hit Marvel ever had, and it just led the way to everything after. Like, I'm really concerned.
Can't wait for the reboot with Mahershala.
I'm concerned, man. I'm concerned because, like, how is he gonna pull this off? How is he gonna pull this off?
Kayos tearing that up. I'm so jealous right now.
I was about to say that she
I
like,
usually wait until we get done to eat, but I haven't eaten anything since yesterday. I'm fucking starving. This steak was calling my name.
But yeah, man, it's that movie is really
That's a good pick.
It's always a motherfucker trying to ice skate uphill. That is a great fucking lot of.
I knew somebody. I had a feeling somebody was gonna pick that, so I'm like, I'm not even gonna do it.
It was on my list.
That was on my list.
I ain't gonna hold you. It was an option for me.
But I will say,
I figured Tesla was gonna do it. I thought he was gonna try to stick me because I've talked about how much I loved Blade before. So I'm like, he's probably gonna try to stick something. He didn't. So I'm not gonna give you that satisfaction.
I did 13. I said 13 Ghosts instead of
Blade.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish you would have said Blade. Tez would have been.
I took.
No, you know what?
I took Barry because I thought he was gonna take because he had talked about 3 weeks ago.
You know what's funny? Blade was one of my alternates, but once he said 13 Ghosts, I was like, okay, now I can throw this at him.
Yeah.
You know something? Actually, y'all have messed up my list completely. So, like, The Shining was first. 13 Ghosts. I got the thing. A Nightmare on Elm Street. Get Out.
So don't
like y'all.
Yeah.
Don't feel too good, does it? Does it?
Okay. So my third one.
I love all these movies.
Turns of table.
All right.
The
So
table have the turns.
my third.
It doesn't
That's
feel
what I'm
like
saying.
anything.
He was like, turn to the table.
My
I still like them all. So.
Yeah.
My third one is American Werewolf in London.
Oh, that's cute.
Good shit.
That was condescending.
Is 1981. This movie's old as shit.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
The
original.
good one.
Oh, London. Okay, I thought it said Paris. I'm sorry.
No. The original.
Okay.
I
said
the
good
one.
one.
Together and make it like an American Werewolf in Detroit or something.
Yeah, you know he has some black forces on.
Bro, we can make that.
We're a black force. We could.
Black forces and bluffs.
Now that you tell me that, I'm gonna start writing that treatment. Like, start writing the plot for that.
You gotta talk to me about that. That was my
Okay. Let's collab.
Did you just call them bluffs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you
mean buffs? Like
he did say bluffs.
You did say bluffs.
I thought he said buffs.
I'm eating.
Oh, don't try to use that as an excuse.
He said he had something in his mouth. He couldn't speak well. All right, but yeah, American Werewolf in London pretty much takes place when two American jackasses do a walking tour in Britain and get attacked by a werewolf, and all shit happens after that. His best friend comes back because he gets murdered as his I guess his henchman, and he tries to help him get through all the bullshit he goes through. So yeah, but this movie is super fucking scary. This is when practical effects were the shit.
Beautiful.
And could make you scared of fucking your skin being ripped apart and all that good shit like that. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. American Werewolf in London. And back to you, Lou.
What you got?
So I'm like sort of regretting my last one because I have another one on here that no one took yet.
So why would you regret it?
Because I like this one a little bit more. Just a little. But I don't
know. My list is not in order and no one.
No, my list is not in order at all.
Oh no, we'll still give you shit.
The Shining is on top. The Shining was on top though. Halloween.
Okay. That was too easy. Yeah, I knew somebody was gonna grab that.
There've
So.
been 3
Which
in the
one?
series.
That was a layup.
Which one? I mean, they redid Halloween, the first one. So which one?
I love the first one.
Oh, you really are old
Which
school
you- which
Carpenter head.
You talking about the
Mhm.
original first one?
78.
Okay.
I actually just watched it the other day, like yesterday, day
Me
before.
too. I watched it Thursday.
It's definitely something that is on in this house, not just like in October.
That's not creepy.
You know, whatever. You know. You gotta be inspired by art. So you gotta take in art, but you gotta like study the classics too.
The Shape is he's good. That one is good. And the funny thing, I saw that when I was a kid, and it was on TV, and they had them back to back. So I, for years, didn't know that it was 2 different films because it was just like a commercial in between when Loomis shoots him to where the second movie automatically starts at the same spot. So I didn't know it was Halloween 1 and 2. I was always saying Halloween, and I was really talking about the second one when I was talking about some of my favorite parts when he's in the hospital killing people.
I don't particularly like the third one.
Oh, Season of the Witch. Oh God, no.
I mean, it's good for its own things, like I guess to somebody, but the newest one I really really liked because it kind of took it back to the first one. Well, not kind of, it took it back to the first one. And I'm sort of excited. I've been avoiding spoilers. I know they're everywhere, but supposedly what the leaks or whatever is going to happen for the next one has been out. I've been avoiding all of that. I don't even want possibilities. I just want to enjoy
you talking
the
about Jamie
movie.
Lee Curtis? Oh, okay. I won't say anything.
Yeah, the new movie.
I
one that's coming out.
I want to see how you can honestly come up with a reason for how the hell he got out of that shelter, because that place was literally a prison, and he's gone like in that last shot. So I want to see how Danny McBride can write that to at least make it at least plausible, because everything else in the movie was good. And it's funny, I watched a video on that the other day, and it came up with like theories about that film, and one of the theories is that Laurie actually caused the bus crash that let Michael get free, because if she doesn't, there's no other way that normally happens, because
Unless he did.
He was still chained up and everything, you know what I mean? Like, it was still like, it really, they never explicitly said what happened. They just said it was a bus crash, Michael got out. I think she probably did that from that PTSD. She probably did it to give her a reason to kill him.
Okay, so on the flip side, I think that he did that. I never even considered that Laurie did it. I think that he did it, and he knew that would attract the attention, that would attract her attention, because it's a bus crashing, and she knew that it was the day that he was getting out. So I think he knows that she's ready for him. I think that's sort of like the start. That's like, come on, let's go. This is the start right now. So I think that's what that was, because I don't think Laurie needed to. I think he was gonna come fuck with her anyway.
That's the one thing about that film, because it kind of plays into the fact that Jamie has done this for like 6 films, but it only acknowledges the first one in continuity. But I'm like, it's funny how it plays like into the fact that she's done this, but doesn't play into the fact that it acknowledges the first one. But I mean, it was great. I was not expecting a lot, because the Halloween films have not been good for a long time, because I hated those Rob Zombie films. So it was
I'm not
cool.
gonna lie.
Shout out to Busta Rhymes for some.
Yeah. I always get, and this is gonna sound so dumb, I always get Jason and Halloween completely mixed up. Like, which one is it? Okay,
I used to.
Whatever.
I used to.
Like, to me, I still think, I
Hockey
know.
mask, costume mask. Hockey mask, costume mask.
William Shatner,
butcher
hockey
knife.
mask.
Well,
One's a zombie and
when I
one's
was a kid, I was like, I don't see the difference, but okay, whatever. Because like, I know because of different masks, whatever. Like, I still think the funniest scene is like even the teaser for this new one looks fucking stupid. Like, why show that? You don't have to show that. That could have been part of the last movie, and then you could have left it at that, and then that could have been the big cliffhanger of the movie.
It is weird too, the fact that he's like 70 years old now.
And just moving around like this.
Right, just killing people.
I don't know no 70-year-olds that moving around like that. And if it's again, this again goes back to Legion. These niggas can't trust them, man.
4440. Running 4440. All right. Who's in there? It's Kayos. Yep. Kayos. Yep.
Young Kayos.
Oh man. Okay, so my next one is a film from 2016.
This is everyone's fourth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found this film on Facebook actually from the trailer. So I was actually like a year or two late to this film. I saw it in like the end of 2017. It's a film, is a Netflix original, it's still on there. It's called Hush. This film is, the premise of it is a deaf woman is living in her house in the woods, and she gets stalked by a killer who uses her hearing impairedness against her. So she's fighting against everything. She doesn't know where he's at. She can't see him. I just saw the teaser trailer for it, and I was into it. It's a really well done film. If A Quiet Place plays with the fact that you can't talk, Hush plays with the fact that you can't hear certain things. So it's a great horror film. It's got great psychological horror in it. If you haven't seen it, it's a good, just turn on Netflix and watch it. It was very well made for an independent film. It was very well made. So I honestly recommend that if you're just into something you haven't seen. It's good.
That creeps me out. Like, I'm sitting here thinking about that. I've been wanting to watch that movie. I couldn't remember what it was called though. You said it's called Hush?
Yes.
I've seen this recently. I don't know if you told me about it. Maybe you told me about it.
Yeah, I thought you had seen it. That's why I thought it may have been on your list. I'm like, let me make sure I get
I just seen that. Yeah, it's a Jason Blum helped produce that. So that was a good film, though. I can agree.
And they're dropping shit.
Yeah, I know. Right?
What you got for us?
My 4 and 5 are difficult because it's like way more movies out there that I'm just doing this today. But because you said werewolf, Mac, it made me think of a movie that I actually liked. I think it came out in like 2005, I think, or something like that. And obviously I'm obsessed with Wes Craven. So he did a movie called Cursed with
Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci, Jesse Eisenberg, and Joshua Jackson. And I'm obsessed with Joshua Jackson too. But yeah, so it's about two siblings. It's about two siblings who, like, they're estranged, they meet back up, and then they get attacked by a werewolf. And then, like, the big twist of it is, I'm sorry, this movie 15 years old. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what to tell you.
They used to run it all the time on Sci-Fi Network too. So.
They did, but the big twist about it is that, like, they know who the werewolf is or whatever. So it's like but it's a thing you didn't see coming. But I feel like now, like 30-something-year-old me, if she would have watched this back then, like now, and I've never seen it, I'd be like, oh yeah, he the killer. I knew it. Like I would have figured it out. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed. Even though that film was supposed to be rated R, but the studio did some shit, fucked some shit up, and they made them cut it into like a PG-13 movie. So it would have
PG-13 horror never works. Very rarely.
No. It's the kids' bop of horror.
Kids' bop of horror.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so to keep the werewolf thing going, my next pick is a movie that is one of my favorite movies in general. It stars a young Hugh Jackman, and that is Van Helsing.
Ew.
Have you seen the TV?
That movie sucked. Are you serious? I love that movie.
Have you seen the TV show?
No.
I've seen the TV show. I watched everything but the last season.
I'm trying to get through it. I just
that's the reason I wouldn't watch it.
It was
that review does not help.
But here's my rule. You guys know my rule. If it's a pretty woman, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give it a chance.
Okay, here's what's making me want to give it more of a chance. Every time I go on Netflix, they change the title card. of the TV show.
Are you
And they show,
serious?
yes,
They-
and they
they-
show me a different aspect of what's happening. They show me a different character. So I start seeing actors that
That's
I like,
funny.
and I'm like, yo, it ain't a lead. I gotta watch it. And so I'll watch like 3
Sweet is in there.
episodes,
The sweet is in there.
and I'll watch like 3 episodes, and I'll be like,
Really? Because I never see stuff like that anymore. Like I'll go like this. I watch like the same 8 things on Netflix. They'll show the same title card over and over again. So
I watch that faithfully every fucking week on Sci-Fi. I watch it.
Van Helsing keeps changing that title card, and I'm seeing that she's changing, and then they added like I can't remember this one actress, and they added her. Then I saw her next to a black woman, so now I'm thinking like, is there a black lead with her or something like that? I'm like, now I gotta watch it. Like, it keeps.
But that's the last season. The black
Is
lead
it?
in the last season.
Okay.
But yeah, Van Helsing, the Kate Beckinsale, Hugh Jackman movie is really good.
She can't get away from werewolves. But
why don't you? I'm gonna ignore his hate. But the movie is really good.
Look at the box office. The box office hated that movie.
I don't care about the box office. I don't give a fuck about them.
He said, "Nigga, I enjoyed it."
Right, I enjoyed it. It's my list. Fuck them.
Dang.
But it was a really good movie. I love how it paid homage to the classic monsters we all love as kids. So like the Invisible Man with the girl who went invisible, the vampire that went invisible in the room and got attacked. There's a funny scene in that movie that makes me laugh every time, and it's toward the end of the movie where one of Dracula's brides is going to kill Kate Beckinsale's character, and she stabs her and says, "Next time you go kill somebody, don't make a whole monologue about it. Just kill them." And then that shit makes me laugh every goddamn movie. Ends on a sour note, but I still think the movie is really good. They had Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the Dracula, Frankenstein, the werewolf. It was a really good movie. So, yeah.
And my number 4 is a movie that to this day still terrifies the shit out of me.
Terrstified.
Yeah. That's how scary. That's
Terrstified. Terrstified out of you.
That's the title right there.
Terrstified.
That's how scary this movie is to me, and I have an intense fear. It's the one and only arachnophobia.
Yes, you better come through with that movie that freaks me out as a child.
No.
That movie is.
Can't watch it to this day.
I used to have nightmares about getting attacked by spiders. Yeah, I can't.
Listen, that movie.
No, you need some R's in there.
Oh, I do. You figure it out. I just want to put this as a reminder. I just want you to remember. So, that movie freaked me out as a child because I already have like arachnophobia. Like I swear I got like a spidey
fire behind you right now, right?
That's cute. It's a
Oh, speaking of which, did y'all see that clip where the dude was working at Dunkin' Donuts and he was making spider donuts? And he said, "I have." I have intense arachnophobia, but I'm gonna show you how to make these spider donuts. So pretty much, it's a donut. It was an orange donut. It had like the little squiggly lines on it, and he would put a donut hole in the middle of it. He put the donut hole on, and he barely turned his face, and he smacked the donut down. He scared the shit out of himself. It was hilarious.
No, I swear, when I watched it, I was like, "This is so planned." Like he played this out, but it was still.
You could tell he's scared. You could tell he's scared. He's scared himself.
I don't think he's scared. So I was so dead though. But then you put that in the group. I swear you put that in the group.
I think I did because I'm just like, this dude scared the shit out of himself.
But yeah, that movie freaked me out as a kid because I figured because it to me it leaned more towards real life. Mm-hmm. I can see that happening. I can see somebody going overseas, picking up a spider somehow.
Came back and
it got loose, and then I could see that happening. Maybe not in the same exact way, but I can see that happening. Cross pollinating these spiders, and you get like a super spider.
Yeah, that.
I'm not gonna say what race would do that, but we all know what race would do that, right?
I don't. Let's talk about that after we stop recording because I'm not.
Yeah, we all know.
I don't want to get canceled.
And I will tell you, they're not black or Asian. I'll tell you that.
She's like,
so they definitely not Lou.
Yeah.
No, Lou might do it.
And Lou doesn't have a fifth movie either. That was my spin right into her.
I love it. I love Arachnophobia.
Oh,
Jeff
my
Daniels is
turn.
in it. Yeah.
Yes,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
This is number 5. We're closing in.
Oh
We're closing in.
shit.
okay. So I'm like debating between two.
Flip a coin.
Same.
I got like
Um,
5. I guess. I don't know.
I'm gonna go classic. So, Candyman.
Nice.
I've been seeing a lot of like video. Oh, you got him.
Did you take
Oh, she
Tess?
got him.
You
Oh,
No,
yay.
she didn't. She didn't get me.
Yay.
No.
He hates Candyman.
I hate that. No, don't say it again. Do not.
Candyman?
Candyman? Ooh.
Candyman?
We've all individually said it, so it's not gonna affect anybody.
Yeah, we can't
Lou
see
What's
said
that?
it.
What's that in his background though?
Lou said it
Y'all
twice.
see that?
Right there.
Is it Candyman with a balloon? I don't.
A balloon attached to his head.
So I've been having nightmares for the past 3.5 weeks.
Oh
And
yeah,
you
tell
fucks
us about
decide to say that shit. You know, I don't like y'all.
Excuse me. Can we all point to the person who decided to have this program?
you. I don't know where he's at on anybody else's screen.
He's right here on mine. So
I was about to say, I'm not sure if it's me or if it's him. So,
It was him. He
It was him.
oh, okay.
Wow,
cool.
blame the guy. Blame the black man. Okay, I get it.
we love our black women.
Yeah, you got a 1 out of 3 chance to get blamed for it. Candyman, that's not bad. I mean, I rewatched that about 8 or 9 months ago. I'm like, I thought I remember this being a little scarier.
You're a whole adult
It's not
now.
very scary, but the simple fact that it was a black movie, you know, like that was it was more for the original, you know, originalness.
The worst part about that movie is I got shown that movie during Black History Month and was told that this movie was important to our culture. No, the fuck it's not.
It's not important to the.
Yes,
It's not.
yes,
It's not
you know why it's
important to the
important? You know
culture,
why
but
it's
it's an important movie.
Black History
No,
Month. Show the
You know
black
why it's
man
important to
killing
the
white
culture? I'm gonna tell you why it's important to the culture. It's an example, and I saw this in a meme, and this is why I'm saying this. This is an example of keep my name out your fucking mouth. What happened to you?
Act up and get smacked up.
Keep my name out your mouth.
There you go.
Oh, that's hilarious.
All right, let's go, Chaos. You're number
My fifth. Oh man, I got so many I wanted.
I like your sweater, Mac. I'm just going
Thank you.
with it.
I was trying to go for
That's
that college vibe. Yeah,
That's a solid sweater.
appreciate it. My wife bought it.
All right.
That's a solid sweater.
Fuck it. I'm gonna go with this one because I was gonna say
Uh-oh.
a comedy, but I know nobody's gonna have this one. Mine is a French American film. It is a 2006 horror film. It is called The Descent.
I was
Good
looking for that
one.
movie. I was looking for
It, and the funny thing is, okay, so the synopsis is you have
white people doing
6
white
friends,
people shit.
pretty
White
much,
people,
Man.
white people in.
pretty much.
It's White People the movie.
Sounds about white.
I never went to go spelunking in a cave before this, and I damn sure I'm never doing it after it. 6 friends, all female film. So showing love to female centric horror films. They go spelunking in a cave. There's some drama with 2 of the people. One of them has sex with the other guy's husband, was cheating on
This
him.
is the wrong place to work this shit out at.
Right. Y'all couldn't go to a bar,
Like,
a restaurant.
You couldn't go to
or
a spa
something?
or something.
Right.
Honestly,
Anywhere else.
The park.
Any of that
The
is a
hotel down the
PSA
street,
for
you know, none of that shit.
The
beginning of it is
stove.
a PSA for not texting and driving because the dude's getting the text message from his side chick, looks down, and him and his daughter get killed. Like that should tell you don't text and drive, motherfucker. They get stuck in a cave system. They were supposed to be going through a regular cave system where they had a map to it. Of course, the side chick wants to try to be all bossy and wants to go on a cave system that's never been explored, so they have no idea where they're going. They get lost, and there are cannibalistic
Things.
vampires or whatever there. They start killing them off. It is gory as hell. It is bloody as hell. If you into
And
that
it
type of horror
won't
movie,
happen to anybody on this podcast.
this is true. And ironically, I actually had the bootleg of it when it first came out, and I actually had the UK version.
It could happen to me.
So I saw the good ending to the film, not the bad ending, the dour ending where hope is lost. So when I actually saw the movie with the American version, I'm like, hey, this ain't it. But if you've never,
okay. So I think the American version, the one I seen, it was like a science crew went into.
That's the second. That's the sequel.
Oh, that's the sequel.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not that one.
Yeah. The sequel it brought back.
I saw the sequel.
Actresses, yeah.
I saw the sequel.
The American version plays off of that. The original UK ending, she wakes up, like she imagines it's the entire ending of the American version where she gets out the cave, gets in the car, drives, and everything. But then she gets the jump scare of the zombie friend. And
so we just doing spoilers?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, this ending is actually not in continuity anymore.
So we just doing
based on that. But basically, she knows she's stuck in the cave and she's about to get eaten. So that's the better ending, in my opinion, because I saw it. I'm like, damn, I was expecting her to get out. So The Descent is a good mid-2000s gore grindfest type film.
Because I remember seeing that movie. Well, the second one, I guess. And I'm like, so y'all just gonna let this motherfucker out the cave? So he chilling. Motherfucker was chilling, eating fucking at a cafe and shit. So I'm like, so y'all just gonna kill everybody.
The second one is actually badass because the friend, she survived the first one, like the side chick, like she survives the first one and gets all the way to the second one, and then that shit happens. So I'm like, she actually is one of the best badass female like horror icons that I can think of, because she killed a bunch of niggas.
All right, La, what you got for your fifth?
I can't. No. It's so many. I got a few on here that I really like. Like I got some comedy ones.
I really wanted to go with the comedy, but
I don't know.
I'm thinking I'm gonna end with a comedy.
Well, I'll go nostalgic. I won't go comedy now. I'll go nostalgic. But I don't want to though.
No, I don't know. I got another one.
That's why I hated 5, man.
I got a really good one. I got a really good one. I might do a couple honorable mentions when I finish.
Okay.
What?
Yeah,
we got enough time.
We got like 20 minutes, so we're good.
Yeah, so we've just been recording an hour, so
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, cool. We can go back around and do honorable mentions.
Yeah, we can do
okay, cool. All right. We'll do, I don't know, I'll just pick one. So I'm going to pick this film is the original of this film. I remember watching this when I was a kid, and I probably shouldn't have watched this.
As with everything on this list we've made.
When I was a kid, I didn't know. I'm just looking at it right now. But this film was directed by Richard Donner, who, if you remember, he directed he did Superman, the original, Lethal Weapon, all that good stuff. It's The Omen, the 1976 version, the original, the one that I was in my. They got Gregory Peck in there, and Gregory Peck was he's an actor.
Grandma know who Gregory Peck is.
Facts. He was in the film version of I can't remember the name of the book, but he was in the film version of To Kill a Mockingbird. He was in the film version.
Oh yeah.
He was Atticus
Finch, yes. But I love The Omen because one is very nostalgic for me, because I remember being up at night terrified at this movie about this little demon boy. Especially having like a great chunk of my life, especially back then, being in church, reading about the devil, reading that the devil had a child, and then watching this movie, being like, yo, that's his kid. Like, I was like, you piecing stuff together, you feel me? So
when I was a kid, I always thought the Rosemary's Baby and The Omen were like connected for some reason.
They should have been
like badass baby kids.
Yeah, I mean, and the Rosemary's Baby, she had the baby.
That's before, exactly. So like, it makes sense. I feel like they're connected, but yeah, The Omen is like one of those ones that, like, I remember like the hairs on the back of my, like, just scary, like cool bumps, all that type of stuff, all that crap happening. Yeah, you know when you get like a chill and those bumps come.
The Omen is one of my favorite movies too. I have so many. There's so many on
horror
there.
movie hound now. Like, you really be like an old shit.
Yeah, I do. But like the Omen is so creepy.
It is. And
it's so creepy. Like I still get creeped out watching that. I get creeped out watching The Shining. Like I'm like getting creeped out right now.
But it's so good. And I think honestly, The Omen might have started the me wanting to be like supernatural, like write supernatural stuff. Because I think ever since I was a kid, any character that I ever created had some type of power or was a prophecy or some type of curse. So like I think The Omen started that for me. So,
yeah. Okay.
Oh, for you, Damien.
So my movie came out in 2010. My movie is the third installment of this series. It is an ensemble cast which stars the following. It stars the guy that should have been Hawkeye, Venom, Morpheus.
Who the hell should have been Hawkeye?
Morpheus and a member of the new Suicide Squad. And this movie is Predators.
Wait, Adrian Brody should have been Hawkeye.
He was originally planned to be Hawkeye. That was the funny thing. If Marvel had originally planned to be Hawkeye.
No offense, but that wouldn't. That's not. No.
So was he gonna line the arrows up with his nose when he draws his bow back or something?
That's so disrespectful.
This movie is so damn good. Like,
what you laugh?
Oh, you got a stitch cup? You got a stitch cup there, Lucia?
Technically, that could be a horror movie too, because if you think about Stitch, that could be a fucked up movie.
I think there's
he's the cutest thing ever.
There's somewhere on YouTube where they put the like Lilo and Stitch trailer, but they put like horror movie music to it, and that changed the whole vibe.
But no, it's directed by Robert Rodriguez. It was shot.
I saw that movie.
It was really shot in Hawaii, but the movie is amazing. Like the movie quite literally starts out with Adrian Brody's character falling out of the fucking sky, and then him meeting up with the other people. Essentially, everyone's been taken from like a different crime or mafia type of mob or whatever.
They're all the best killers in their thing.
Yeah. And then they realize they're on a fucking hunting preserve. And the movie is just so damn good. It has Adrian Brody, Topher Grace, Alice Braga, Lawrence Fishburne, a young Marshala Ali, who doesn't get any lines in the movie, Walter Goggins. And this is before Justified. So
yeah. Young Goggins.
Yeah, so it's a really, really good movie. I personally love this movie. I have this movie on right now, and this movie shows team building because like once shit goes down, niggas like, look, we have to do this. No one break apart from the group, and the second niggas start breaking apart from the group, shit hits the fan.
I'll say this: it's in counting AVP because they count. It's the second best Predator film.
Yeah, because the one after it wasn't that good.
Oh God, that's the worst Predator film, and I'm counting Alien versus Predator, both of them even in that.
But
so Predator, Predators, and then Predator 2.
Yeah,
Alien versus Predator is a gold mine. Do not disrespect.
Alien versus Predator.
In the Predator film series, they lower on that list because first Predator, of course, and then Predator 2. Danny Glover.
I will go.
Like 7. He was getting done.
I would go Predator 2, Predators, and then AVP.
I agree with that.
Because the first Predator is just Schwarzenegger, but
greatest handshake.
Get to that chopper.
No, dude.
That movie still makes no sense to me because, like, I get that it's alien technology, but there's no way in the hell you can tell me that fucking mud can lower someone's body temperature that fucking much to where a fucking technology cannot notice. That's a nigga right there. Shoot him.
How about the fact that he got took out with Home Alone fucking traps? like he had wooden, literally all the technology in the fucking universe, he get taken out by wooden stakes and a fucking wooden battering ram. Like,
it can work for Macaulay. It can work for him.
Or the fact that fucking Danny Glover
was an Ewok or some shit.
Or the fact that Danny Glover took less time to beat him than Schwarzenegger did. He had military training.
And the fact that
he had 15 minutes. But no, Predator is one of my favorite movies. If you get a chance, everyone check it out. It's a really, really good movie.
Ain't got time to bleed. That movie's so cool. I'm gonna watch that shit tonight.
Like, and there's one line from Predators that always makes me laugh. Is there's a guy in the movie who actually is a former UFC fighter. He's firing off this super assault weapon, and Adrian Brody character comes behind him with his guns, like, please stop doing that.
You guys ever seen Alien Resurrection?
Joss Whedon wrote that shit.
Yeah. Have you ever seen have you ever seen Aliens 3?
I've seen them all, unfortunately. My
Yeah.
parents love
Yeah.
aliens.
And
My father
Prometheus.
loved aliens. Oh God, Prometheus. That was such a waste of fucking time.
Okay. 'Cause
Really?
I think it's Aliens. Is Alien 3 the one where she's like in the all male
Foundry thing.
yeah, like all male
Yeah.
prison or whatever that is.
The alien
Whatever.
dog.
Yeah. I brought that up because y'all was talking about y'all favorite lines. And one of my favorite lines that will always be from that film is when she's trying to warn everybody in the cafeteria, like we're gonna die. Like there's an alien in the and he comes out and he grabs my man and it gets super silent. It gets super silent. And it's this one guy that goes like, fuck.
Just like, fuck.
He say it so loud and it's so audible.
I'm gonna go
because he comes out and he just grabs him and then everybody's stunned.
Please find that clip and put it on the Facebook page.
I will. It's hilarious. But go ahead.
That was one of those films that my parents, they were into films, but they weren't like as nerdy as I am for certain stuff. So to really hear them talk shit about a film, like they never really got that invested in like that many films. Like they watched everything. But like my parents hated that film. It's like my dad loved Aliens because of space fucking Marines. And
how did you just say aliens?
Like aliens. Yeah.
Like on a goddamn Outcast record.
But hit like every syllable.
My dad hated that film, and I never got it because I never really liked Aliens. None of them. I mean, I watched them, but they're just not my jam. It's the same fucking movie over and over and over again. But like when I got older and I saw it, I'm like, y'all paid money to the movie to go see that shit. Like y'all got it's the
endorphin release. It's the release of like being scared and getting that like high of being scared and shit. Like
it was one of those weird times. My dad was like, "Man, that shit was bad." I'm like,
one of my uncle's favorite movies is Friday the 13th, the one where he went to New York. That movie makes me laugh every damn time.
That
scene is the funniest shit to ever exist because he literally is punching the fuck out of him. He had like a goddamn Mortal Kombat combo. He was tired. Like, and that nigga wait. He knocked that nigga's head. He knocked this smooth the fuck off. It ping pong down the goddamn thing. With the trash and the trash closed. That was funny.
Somebody playing that out because that was all comedy. You know what's funny about that though? I was watching a video was talking about the Friday the 13th series, and because each film they came out basically a year, it was basically a yearly thing, but the story progressed because the one film I think is like 3 is a kid, he's like 12, and the next film he's like about 18. So even though it came out the next year, he's aged up. So therefore, skip on. In the Friday the 13th universe, Jason Takes Manhattan happens in like 2003. By the way the timeline goes. So when Jason Takes Manhattan, that's in continuity supposed to technically be like 2003. Because each film starts progressing years, even though in reality they came out in a year, they skip ahead in their own timeline. So when Jason's in Manhattan, people should be having like Blackberries and shit. This should be after like 9/11.
Yeah, that'd be a whole different movie. But I know Zero still had a movie he wanted to get out there.
Yeah. So my number 5 is a movie where the tagline always stuck with me. Oh, well, not the tagline, but it was in the movie, and the actress goes, "Why are you doing this to us?" And the killer goes, "Because you were home."
Strangers.
My last movie is The Strangers.
Okay. So I have an issue with that movie, and here's why.
It's based off a true story too.
Well, not that.
Is it?
It
Is
is.
it
Yeah,
really?
It is.
It is.
It
It
is based
is.
off a
I
true
know to
story.
say
Awful.
it's loosely based off the Manson murders. I'm like, that's not exactly what.
I have an issue
No,
with
it's
that
not
based
movie.
off something
exactly.
totally different. It's not the Manson murders.
Now I don't have the. Now I have pretty good hearing, and people don't always have the best of hearing. But even feeling something, you should feel a motherfucker 10 feet away from you, like in the same room. Like
They ain't that quiet.
no
They ain't
one.
that quiet.
There's no white person. There's no black person. No person in general that can only walk up with shoes, look at your ass, then slick the fuck back on hardwood floors, and you don't hear them whatsoever.
I ain't never heard hardwood floors not make a sound.
Right.
That cabin
You
was
can
old as shit,
actually
too,
put
so,
the
like,
bitches
you know
in
that
and still
was
make a
all
noise.
wood.
So we're
I know
talking about
that's the Liv Tyler one, right? The one with Liv
yeah.
Tyler? Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Strangers that came out in 2008. It's pretty much about a young couple staying in an isolated vacation home and terrorized by 3 unknown people. Pretty much they had came from a wedding and they had like a getaway, a little place to go to just to go. Actually they said that they wanted the screams to be real. So Liv Tyler didn't know when they were coming out. So all those screams in the movie was her actually being terrified.
I'm not gonna let you scare the shit out of me.
No, fuck
at
that.
my job.
So yeah, they were literally scaring the shit out of her. She didn't know they were coming or nothing like that. So all those screams were unplanned screams.
They shot my man's they shot Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia with a fucking shotgun and shit.
Oh, that movie is so fucking brutal.
Man, sequel shit. Like the sequel is a bad film. Like it's like one of those like could have kept this shit. Like it didn't have the suspense.
Some movies you never want to see a sequel to because it's so perfect. The first one is so perfect, no matter if it's like a crude film or something like that. But the mystique of the movie, like for instance, and I guess it's not going to my honorable mention because I hate these movies. But the Paranormal Activity, the first one, I thought that shit was real. Then they started pushing them out. I'm like, this shit's fake.
You know what's funny? I had it on DVD and I had the one that had like 4 endings to it. So I didn't really know what ending.
Tell you how bad that
for a
movie
while.
scared the shit out of me. We bought it like for like New Year's and we watched it on New Year's. I gave it to somebody else.
I don't want that shit in my house.
No, I don't want that demon in my house. You gotta go. I gave it to somebody
Be
else.
gone, bitch.
It was, I mean, that's a slow burn too, man. Because it'll be like 20 minutes in, and you'll just see like some shit move and be like,
it was New Year's Eve, so I watched that movie drunk. So I was on 10. We were all on 10. It was like 4 of us in a basement, drunk, watching that movie. We were all on 10.
I didn't know there was as many of them as there were too.
Yeah.
Your movie, The Strangers, I went to go see that in the theater because I was just like, I wanted to go see a movie, and I really didn't like plan on going to see it because neither Liv Tyler or Scott Speedman are like on my list of people that I like. I gotta go see them when they come out with a movie.
For sure.
So,
For sure.
I went to go see that, and I remember watching that movie, being like, "This is why you don't live out in the woods by yourself." Like,
think about half the movies we've all listed tonight. That is one of the main components. This is why I would stay in the fucking city. At least I know where the crime's coming from.
I just looked up this movie on Wikipedia. They said that the inspiration for this movie was based off the Manson family, like the Manson Tate, like the murders.
So I was wrong.
And based off of the writer director, his child, like based off of like something his childhood, like his he said that when he was a kid, he lived in like in the middle of nowhere, and one night his parents were out and somebody just knocked on the front door, and his little sister answered it, and then the people were like asking for somebody who didn't live here, but then they found out later on that these people were knocking on doors, and if nobody answered the door, they would break into the houses. So
I heard that one. That's like an old urban legend too. I've heard that shit.
A mixture of the man saying that and that real thing that happened in his life. He mixed those together, and that's how he came up with the movie.
Still creepy. Still white people the movie.
Because he said he lived out in the middle of nowhere, and they said that this movie brought a lot of criticism about people living like pastoral lives, like living out in the middle of nowhere, like their safety, and how you live miles away from like the nearest whatever. It's can be real easy for your life to be turned upside down.
You gotta go live with your uncle in Bel Air.
Exactly, man. So you can't go out and fucking with doughboys doing spins around them on basketball courts and shit.
Okay.
Wow.
Listen,
All
that
right,
opening, I
let's
watched
do.
that opening recently. Hilarious.
So let's do a quick round robin. Excuse me. Of honorable mentions.
I was about to say,
Shoot real
Laz,
quick.
Lucy is dressed for the Rawa.
Yeah, Rob.
All right, so quick. Let's everybody just
Okay.
throw out two.
So, okay, so I just have a couple because all mine got said already. So, I have the movie Quarantine, which actually,
Oh God. That movie freaks the fuck out of me.
Keep going.
oh yeah, that's a creepy ass movie. It's a remake of a Spanish movie, I believe,
Wreck.
called Wreck, and these people go into a house, and it's like they're reporters, and they go into a house, and there's like a disease or something happening in there,
It was
and
like an apartment
they
building.
quarantine the house.
Yeah,
It's a good series too. That if you actually watch the whole like real Spanish series, it's really good.
Yeah, so the first one, I've actually watched the first one in Spanish, and it's really good. But the second one, like the American one, I mean, captures that feeling. Not as well because it's a little bit more Hollywood, but I mean, it still captures it pretty well. I don't feel like it needed like a sequel or anything. I thought those were perfect movies, and they ended perfectly, and they were perfect.
One of the sequels is badass. I don't know if it's the second or the third one, but like it takes place at the same time, but it takes place like at a wedding, and it's badass. Like it's
See,
really
I can't do it because then if it's not 2 and it's 3, that's the bad one or that's the good one, then I'm gonna be mad at you because then I had to watch 2 and 3. So no.
I forget. I think it's 3, but you don't have it happens concurrently, so the same shit happens.
No.
What's your next one?
And then I only have one more, and it's The Purge, the first one.
I was gonna put that on my list. That's a good.
So, AKA 2020.
I love what?
AKA 2020.
If 2020 that stuff happens on November 6th.
Oh no, baby, that's gonna happen regardless. You better strap up. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, The Purge. Beautiful movie. Beautiful. Everything about it is beautiful.
That was a better concept than the movie.
I thought, well, agreed. I agree. But I felt like the second one kind of took this left that I didn't like. It was too Hollywood for me. But
I forgot which one's the second one.
The second one is the one with the Spanish father who goes and sacrifices himself.
Okay.
I cried like because he was like old and cute, like a old cute guy. I probably shouldn't have been doing this with my hands, but I mean, you know, old and cute.
Old and cute.
There you go.
Title.
You got your
alternate trailer.
You
got a lot of gold to choose from.
What you got?
All right, I'm gonna go nostalgic with this one.
Oh wait, time out. Time out. Real quick, I forgot. I wanted to share this with you guys because I thought this would be a perfect time to do this. I have a movie that I've never seen and I will never, ever, ever watch. Mm-hmm. And that movie is The Exorcist, the original one. I have tried multiple times to watch this movie and I cannot watch this movie.
Anybody older than me always tells me not to watch it. Something
stops me from watching this movie in the exact same spot.
God,
that's a sign.
Every single time.
God, like he's like,
that's a sign right there. That's a sign. Like,
so I have never tried again.
Don't even look, lady, I am blocking you from this happening to you. So stop showing this.
Something. You say you want a sign.
Real quick, this is what happened. So me and my friends, we were in high school. We went to Blockbuster. We rented the movie. We got the DVD.
Blockbuster.
I know, Blockbuster. R.I.P. So we rented the movie and we went to her house and we started watching it. We got up to whatever part it was. I don't even remember because I won't
watch. You see the vomit?
No, we didn't even get that far. I didn't get anywhere near that.
So vomit, oh shit.
We we got to that part and start skipping, and then it just stopped. So we're like, all right. So we go back and we get another one. We got a completely different one. Stopped. It started skipping and stopped in the exact same spot.
That should have been your fucking sign.
Wow.
Well, that's what we were like, fuck it, we're just gonna watch something else. Never tried again. So then one day it was on TV, and I was like, I still lived in Troy, so I'm pretty sure I was still in high school, or no, maybe not in high school, a little older. But I tried to watch it again, and I started watching it, and I was like, cool, I'm about to get past this part. Why did the power go out? I'm like, okay,
God trying to tell you something.
I ain't doing that.
He
So
said,
then,
now I don't ever
I
want to
said
watch
stop,
anything.
lady.
I said what I said. Don't watch it.
so
You
then
want to keep
I
pushing this fucking luck.
I actually
True.
did try again since I moved
Why?
here to Charlotte. Now this
Why?
is funny, but I did try. So I tried to watch it, and when I turned to it, I'm like, cool, it's at the beginning. I'm about to watch this movie. And then someone said something and was like, hey, can I change channel real quick? I was like, yeah, but I'm about to watch this movie. And I never started the movie.
You got an angel over your
So,
head.
Yeah.
so you
Guardian
went
Angel
to,
been like, I've been working double time trying to get this girl.
got
to
to
watch
work
this.
Damn it,
overtime.
how many times
you
do I have
moved
to
to
tell
North
you?
Carolina, aka Bible country, and you still couldn't watch this movie. That's like a whole sign. Like, maybe you should stop tipping your fate here.
I'm not even gonna try no more. It's a wrap.
And guys, like, thank you. Thank me.
Okay, Kayos, what you got? Let's go. Quickly.
First one's gonna be a nostalgic one. It is Poltergeist.
Okay.
This was the first film that I really remember outside of Child's Play that scared the shit out of me. It's one even right now. If it's on, I'm not gonna watch it. I'll find something else. I'm good. I'm good. That's why I'm not afraid of clowns like Tesla is because of it. It's that damn clown that was in that damn kid's bedroom that scared the shit out of me. That's why I don't fuck with clowns. The second one, I'm gonna talk about something I've never talked about on the show. All right, so I said earlier that PG-13 horror is not really good. The exception to that rule, in my opinion, is Drag Me to Hell. I went and saw this movie at the movie theater. I'm a big Sam Raimi fan because of The Evil Dead, which I should have mentioned. I love this film because it was zany horror. It wasn't gore horror, which I'm not a big gore horror fan. If you haven't seen the film, it's been out for about a decade now. I'm gonna spoil it for you. I don't care. The lead actress character dies in the end. She gets dragged to hell, which I did not see coming. The way they did it at the end of the movie was absolutely brilliant. Shows why Sam Raimi is a genius, and I loved it. So it's a great horror film.
Genius.
All right, La, what you got?
That was a good film because you did not see that coming. And then all the other stuff he did, he used all his Evil Dead tricks and a Spider-Man budget too.
All right, so La, what you got? Your honorable mentions?
Okay, so what I got for I got 5. So I'm just gonna rattle them off. I got Carrie.
Okay.
Gremlins.
Which one?
The original Carrie. Gremlins. Aliens. Critters. and A Quiet Place because it's beautiful.
That was on my list, but I thought someone was gonna say it.
Okay.
Those are my 5.
That's what's up, Tesla. What you got?
Okay, I have Ghost Ship.
Okay. Ooh.
Good.
Oh.
Great opening.
Good one. Okay, that's
Zeke. Deep Blue Sea.
Okay.
Deepest, bluest.
Tremors.
You better come on with the Tremors. They got like 15 of those now.
The first one.
Yeah, for
The
real.
first
A
one.
new one just came out on Netflix.
A new one did just come out on Netflix. Yeah, I think Tremors.
Has Kevin Bacon come back to that yet? Like,
no,
this
he's
career
only
at
been in
that
the
point where he's
first.
come back
No.
yet?
I think he's only been in the first 2.
I think he was supposed to come back though.
He should.
Dark Shadows
Which one?
with Johnny Depp.
Okay.
And then last but not least, I'm surprised that Zero didn't mention this at all. Vampire in Brooklyn.
I love it.
I didn't think about that one.
Kadeem Hardison shined in that film. You hear me?
Yes.
Kadeem
and
Hardison,
that was one of Eddie Murphy's last directorial movies as well under that.
Should have been.
Okay. So my honorable mention real quick is The Faculty.
Oh, good fucking pick. Good pick.
You got the Faculty. The Conjuring.
Never seen it.
You've never seen the
I'm not.
The Conjuring.
into that type of
The
horror.
Conjuring technically jumps off the whole doll movie.
And I'm fine
Yeah.
with that. And I don't
I'm
want to see
good.
that either.
I'm
Yeah,
Gucci.
that's so that.
I'm cool with dolls. I'm
don't
cool with clowns. Leave them shits over there.
I've only seen the Conjuring.
Same.
I've never seen any
Same.
of the other ones.
Hmm.
The Haunting in Connecticut. I literally did not finish that.
No,
film.
man.
I literally didn't finish that film. Fright Night.
Which one?
Oh, the one with the original. Well,
Okay.
the one with
Okay.
the one with what's his face?
Not Colin Farrell.
The Colin Farrell one, not the.
That's the
one.
remake.
That's the one I've seen, but I don't because they made a sequel to that. That's
Well,
why
we know why he likes that one because of Kid Cudi.
he did in Fright Night.
He does a song for it too.
Oh, yeah, he sure did. I totally forgot.
Them hums is subliminal in the back of his head. You don't even realize.
Them hums they go see it like.
Okay, and I'm just gonna run these off. Jeepers Creepers 2. My cousin's in that movie. I am
What?
my cousin's in Jeepers Creepers 2.
That's the one where like, don't you run from me, little nigga. That's the one where he's hopping.
And the last, I'm just gonna say this last one so we can get off. Is a Scary Movie 2. It's probably one of the funniest movies.
It is.
I know
It's
y'all
better
don't
than
y'all don't
yours.
like my humor. Whatever.
It is.
No, that movie's
that's
funny.
Wayne's
That's
is funny.
funny.
Tyler
Yeah.
Perry. That one's funny.
So I have
It's
a question.
dated as hell
Scary
too
movie
now
too
with that
is
Nike
solid.
basketball thing.
That's
Yeah.
solid comedy.
So
It's the best one.
I do have a question before we
It
head
is the
off.
best scary movie too. Yeah.
Thriller, Michael Jackson's Thriller. It's 13 minutes. Does that count as a movie or just as a music video?
Short film.
Yep, short film.
Okay.
Short film.
Okay.
That's all Michael Jackson videos are short films.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that one literally has a plot, has a beginning.
Has a beginning, middle, and end.
or
Take up the
Moonwalk.
video itself.
Yeah.
Moonwalk,
that
you
was
could
a
do
movie.
you could do
That was
Moonwalk,
a
you could
movie.
do Ghost.
I
You could
had
do
that on
Ghost.
VHS, man. Shit.
Ghost
Yeah,
was
Moonwalk was
Ghost
dope.
was like a whole film though. That one was longer than 13
That
minutes.
shit was creepy.
It was
I ain't like that
It
shit.
was,
It was
man.
so good though. I love
I ain't
it.
like that.
That shows how fucking creative that man was.
Yeah, Michael's before his time. All right, so
And I
let's-
mentioned this, but Tucker and Dale versus Evil is absolutely one of the best horror films. It's the funniest horror film ever. I want to put that on my list, but I couldn't put it.
okay, so we are in closing. So let's get everyone's socials so where everyone can find us. So we'll start off with Luz, and she started us off. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Is She Black or Asian, and on the podcast and stuff like that, and on Facebook, but I don't really use it. I'm there though, yay!
Facebook and Twitter, which you don't use.
All right. Okay, La, where can they find you? Black Girl
What the
Marvel?
fuck is she doing?
You can find me on all social medias. I can't speak right now. You can find me everywhere at Black Girl Marvel, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Hopefully this Friday, I will be coming out on my Pixar list. Because boy, oh boy, I couldn't do anything this weekend and I had too much fun. So you can find me on everywhere. And yeah, I'm beefing up my presence on Twitter a little bit more too. So
What are you doing?
That was live having fun.
Yeah. She was beefing it up on Twitter.
yeah, beefing it up on Twitter.
Tesla, where can they find you?
I'm about to say something really fast, but hold my breath. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at JayTezla. The Halloween pack for beats are coming out at midnight. Well, this is past midnight, but it's already out, so I hope you all enjoy. Go from there.
All right. And poor
Cash
Lions fan, where can they find you?
Even though they won.
You cannot find me at a Lions game. That's for fucking sure.
Well, you can't get in anyway. They wouldn't allow you.
They can't.
I wouldn't. They couldn't offer me tickets to let me get in there.
You'd go.
Could that be used as a mask?
Huh?
Could that be used as a mask?
I would. It's a
Ask
mask.
Locke. She used it. She told
it's
him
a
to use it
mask.
last week.
It's a mask that's been used for a long time. You can find me at Team Kayos on Instagram and Twitter. I'm not gonna promise to tweet anymore. I've been doing that for years. You get what you get. You can also find me on Facebook, Kyle J. Campbell. You can find me in the Wakanda Black Nerdcast is this page on Facebook, and you can also find me on YouTube. I'm gonna start making some content on there. Team Chaos on YouTube also.
Don't hold your breath.
All right. And last but not least is myself. You can find me at Facebook at Mark McKinney. You can find me Instagram and Twitter at the Red Face Monster underscore Red Face underscore Monster underscore whatever.
And
You can,
that's Mark with a C, not a K.
yeah.
Yeah, you've never once said that, and I've never corrected you. I'm like, you know, you.
I never thought about it because I spell my name the way I spelled it, and I just expect everyone else to spell it.
He said everybody else in the world spelled it the same way.
So if you don't see my face, you just didn't find me. But yeah,
They won't see your face. You don't have your fucking face for it.
Actually, it is my face. It's just I look the same as a child though, so it's still
yeah. You had that beard when you were 5.
He was a prodigy. He was a prodigy at a young age.
And so
he came on to say,
I'm Zero or the Red Face Monster. You guys been great. You ain't got to go home, but you definitely got to get the fuck out of here. I've spoken.
This is the way.
Peace.
Seacrest out.
Bye.